Alright, so today we'll be doing an oil change on a GL450. This is the M278 engine. Engine covers, which is this one, and this one. Here's where you put the oil. Here's where you change the oil filter. And we're going to suck the oil out of the dipstick, which is the dipstick holder, which is right there. We're going to let the engine warm up, but before we let the engine warm up, what we're going to do is we're going to remove these plastic covers so that we don't have to worry about them afterwards. So they're pretty easy to remove. The front part, you just lift it up to the front, and you want to make sure it has these metal clips. There's a metal clip right here. You see this metal clip? You see this metal clip? Sometimes it'll get stuck in here, so you want to make sure that when you pull it up, that the metal, you can look over here if the metal clip is there or not, in case it doesn't fall. And then this side, you lift it up gently, like so. I think there's, okay, it just comes out. So there's 1, 2, 3, one here, that's 4, and one back here. Oh, you can see right there, that's 5. Again, that one looks like, okay. It's easier to do this when the engine is cold, okay. So I'm going to put this to the side over here. Now we're going to work on these. These are very easy. You just lift it up and they come off. So they're held inside these slots. So these tabs are held inside slot, and then there's a stopper right here that this one rests on. Very easy to remove. Take that off. This side, same thing. Lift it up from the front and then wiggle it out of the slots in the back, and these tabs come right off. So now we've opened up the area for the engine oil, we've opened up the area for the air filter, for the oil filter, and then we have that dipstick over there. Now we'll on the engine and we'll let it get warmed up. I'm going to cut it neatly. I'm going to stick it in here, make sure it goes all the way down to where the dipstick goes. So I'm going to cut off this edge so that it's nice and even. Perhaps a scissor is not the best option here. Okay, and I don't know how much we'll need, so that goes in. We're going to connect the other end to this pump, and again, you could use a Mighty Vac, as maybe I'll invest in that, but let me just see how this goes. Connect the other end into here, and then you pump using this handheld pump. It's a multi-use fluid transfer pump. Can't say it works the best, but it does work. So just imagine, how long, so you can just get an idea as to how long you need to go. So from here, so something like this should be good enough. So I'm just gonna make a hand mark to show that, that'll probably get me in. All right, here we go. And away we go. Well, obviously, if the engine is, oh, there you go. I reached the bottom. I think we're good. So you want to be in a position where when you're sucking out the oil, you don't get that oil, because where the other connector is. So I may come up to here, so that if there's any oil droppage, it's not an engine compartment, but it's more on the outside, and put something over here. Anyway, so ouch. All right. By the way, this is the oil filter we'll be using. It comes with an O-ring, which I'll show where it goes. There was an issue with even though it's a 278 engine, this is a 276 filter. I believe they are interchangeable. I'm going to check what's in the car. There we go. Now we're going to take this connector. Again, the hardest part is probably these cables, because sometimes they kink and they're folded. Here, let me do this, and then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put something under it. I'm going to put something under it to hold it in. We're going to remove the filler cap, and all I did was just put I got to get some rags. We're going to suck the oil just to get it going and see how far we get. Perhaps a good idea would have been to use. It's good to have a clear thing so you could see what kind of oil that you're getting out of. So what I want to do is, as I'm sucking it out, I want to, obviously the bad oil is going to come out, and then it's going to start, fizzling out, right? Which means there's no more bad oil. I am going to put some good oil, and I'm going to have it suck out the good oil, right? So this way you know that you're kind of flushing out the system by sucking out the good oil, and that there's no more bad oil left in it. So you waste a little bit of oil, but it's worth it. And this way you know that you sucked out all the bad oil. Anyway, the way this works is, every now and then I screw up on this pumping, but one thing is, this needs to be high up, and let's see. I know this is all going to fall apart, so it's just my luck. Alright, anyway, we're going to keep it the way it is. This kind of needs to be lower as you're pumping. Alright, maybe it's too long. Maybe I should cut this wire, I don't know, so that it's low. That's why I should have done it last time, because I really don't need to be that long. So let me do that. Let me cut this wire off. Actually, I start recording. Okay, what I did was, this thing wasn't in all the way, so I pushed it in all the way. If you recall, this fitting was over here somewhere. So I need to push it all the way, and I was able to pump the oil out. I pumped into 1 gallon container and another 4 quarts. I guess it's another gallon more here. I apparently added 3 quarts in, so I need to pump that out. As you can see, this is a little bit clearer than the original oil, which was all black. So this is the good oil that I'm getting pumped out. I wasted 3 quarts of oil, no biggie. What I want to do right now is show the removal of the air filter cover, which is this one. I got one of these at Home Depot. It's a 4-pack. I'm sorry, not Home Depot, at Harbor Freight. Apologize. The thing is, when you put this back, you need to tighten into 25 Newton meters. I do have a torque wrench to confirm, but instead of doing that, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to mark it. Right, I mark the top part and the body. Maybe silver is not a good color. In my other car, I used white out. But anyway, let me do it this time with the silver. So as long as those marks line up, I am pretty good. I'm nice and tight to the spec. Alright, it's a good way of knowing, how far you should tighten. What we're going to be putting in is an OW40. So Mercedes recommends Mobil 1 synthetic oil OW40. I think perhaps the newer they went to 5W40. I'm not sure, but I'm going to stick with OW40. It's what I've been putting in my ML320 for like 12 years, and bringing this one as well. I already put in 4 quarts. This thing takes about 9 quarts. I'm going to put in 8 for now. And then play with the 1 quart to see how it runs. I think I should be, oh crap, this is 5 quarts. I seriously thought it was 4, so it's a little over a gallon. Anyway, so I would put, I guess, 9 of this, but I'm actually only going to put 8 for now. And so, I'm sorry, I'm only going to put 4 out of this one for now, so it'll give me my 9 quarts, and I'll play to see how it does to put the rest of the quart. It doesn't hurt to have a dedicated funnel for this oil. I put 320 oil for my ML since I use the same kind of oil. So this is dedicated just for engine oil. Alright, and I'm putting it in. Slowly, obviously. And obviously we're going to put about 4 quarts. So that'll give me a total of 9 quarts in here. I hope I can speed this up. Let's check to see how much I've put in. So for about 1 quart, about 2 quarts. So I have to go down 2 more quarts. So that's about 9 quarts right there, 4 from here and 5. So we should be good to go. Sorry. It's a ATA 74.5 14 flute oil filter. If it's tight, you will need to get one of these. Any other wrench won't work. I tried them all and I returned them. It's best to get 74.5 14 flute. That's what fits on a Mercedes. So here it is, and put it over the. I don't know if you saw me put it. Anyway, put it over it and just unscrew. It's on pretty tight. I'm going to use a torque wrench. I'm going to put it back. I'm going to use a torque wrench to correct the the torque on it when I put it back. Somebody before me tightened it too much, and therefore it was very difficult. As you can see, it says 25 Newton meters. That's the torque on it. So when you tighten it up, you want to torque it to 25 Newton meters, and I'll show you how to do that. Anyway, I opened it up. I still see some oil. I just want to put some rags on it, under it, I mean, so that the oil doesn't drip all over the place. Just don't know where to put it actually. Try here. I'll also just get a bag to catch it, just in case. No, it's just a garbage bag. Well, I changed the filter. So let's talk about changing the filter. You need the center thing. You need this filter to come out, and obviously we need to change the. There are two O-rings here. There's one here, and then one all the way in the bottom. So we need to replace both the O-rings. So I just want to make sure that this oil filter does come with the two O-rings. It only comes with uno. Kind of disappointing. It only comes with one O-ring. Oh, you know why? Because the other one's already on it here. So good. I don't have to get a screwdriver and do that. And again, this is Mercedes-Benz, made by Sogeffi. I guess it's made in France. It's written here somewhere. Made in France. Looks pretty harmless to do this. In order to remove this, I think I will need a screwdriver or something to remove that. Okay. Just have a little tiny little screwdriver to remove that. I'm going to put the new one on. I'm going to remove the old filter. Just use some cardboard thing and pull it off. Adios. I'm going to take the new filter and slap it in. Make sure you hear the click. And I think it needs to be freely rotating. Okay, I guess that's good enough. Yep. And then we take the O-ring. Maybe you should have put the O-ring in first. And I guess that's where it goes. Now I tighten it. Go back to the car and tighten it. This is my Pittsburg 3/8 inch torque wrench. You could get it at Harbor Freight. Actually, you could get any torque wrench, but pretty cheap. And let's see, if you're going to be, you really don't need a torque wrench to do the oil filter, but if you're going to be doing your, let's say, your brake calipers, and, you know, removing the brake pads and putting that back, then I would suggest you get this so that you torque the bolts for the caliper bracket to the correct, you know, to the correct torque spec for your vehicle. Anyway, we're going to go to foot-pounds. We're going to go to 25 foot-pounds, which should be, tighten it up, which should be a little bit harder. Let's see. Okay, that's about 25, as you can see, 25 foot-pounds. And okay, tightening mechanism. I hope it fits. Oh, I need this thing. There you go. Correct, and exactly at 25 foot-pounds. And if you look at this mark here that I made earlier, it was a little bit tighter than that, right? And now it doesn't need to be that tight. It's just, I don't know, maybe about 3 millimeters from where it was before. So, all right, we're done with the oil filters change. Thank you very much for watching.